So, my friends, welcome to a new crypto update video. Bitcoin at 105,000 US dollars. Somehow, this is all just a shit show now. So, to be honest, just as a side note, after we almost had another escalation yesterday, Iran fired at Qatar, the entire airspace over the Persian Gulf was closed. In the end, it was 5 or 6 bombs, all of which were intercepted, and then it was like, yeah, cool, we did it. We bombed them, blah, blah, blah. Then there was some report, Israel wants peace. Now suddenly, there's a ceasefire and Bitcoin is back at 105,000 US dollars. It was even at 106,000 US dollars last night. What a shit show right now. My short is closed. Just as a side note, I can tell you it got stopped out at stop loss entry. Profits were locked in at some point, but yeah, great. For now, I'm staying completely out of it. I'm just telling you how it is. Right now, I mean, the whole day yesterday, except for a few small, brief moments, was absolute bullshit. In my opinion, it's just complete and utter bullshit what's going on right now. All this crap is just playing out on social media, on Twitter, one headline after another, then another. And in the end, Bitcoin just shrugged it off. Textbook, just like we said yesterday, basically, we dropped below the range. Even yesterday we fell below the range again. The daily close was good. Yeah, what more can I say about that? Let's take a calm look at everything now. But before we get started, feel free to give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, feel free to check out the free Telegram Talk and Signal group. If you're interested in updates, news, and signals, feel free to join. You'll find the link for that for free down in the video description. And if you're still looking for an exchange where you can trade all of this, then feel free to sign up with my partner exchange, Binks. The link for that is also down in the video description, and by using it you support the channel, or rather me, and you get a fantastic exchange where you can trade everything, including oil, among other things. Alright, 105,000 US dollars. So, where's the best place to start? Well, Bitcoin had a slight sell-off again yesterday. All well and good. We then dropped down again here into the area of 99,600 US dollars, which means we filled the inefficiency here, or rather, this vector for now. Then it shot up sharply, because in the end, what Iran did didn't bother anyone. The Strait of Hormuz is still open. Blah, 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 blah. I can't listen to it anymore, seriously. Who just posted it? Someone from the group? Yeah. I'm done with being tariff expert. I'm now expert in Middle Eastern conflict. That's exactly how it is. No, just kidding. It's really not funny, honestly, but this whole back and forth is just completely messed up. So I'm telling you how it is. It's a total mess. Let's take a look at the charts. So, what actually happened with Bitcoin in the end? Actually, not really much. After all this escalation, we had it over the weekend, I think, right? Yeah, Friday, we had that brief spike upwards again. We left the inefficiency up here open. Now the market has filled that. That means we're still in a downward movement. We still don't have a higher high. That means this high here is actually quite significant. We've now been rejected at the 200 SMA. That's this purple line here at 160,000 US dollars. So, it's not really truly bullish yet, but overall we're still in the range. So basically, nothing has really happened in the last few days. If we look at the funding rates, there has actually been a bit of a change, because they're still partly negative or have risen a little on a few exchanges, but they're still definitely in the negative and could still trigger a short liquidation. And that brings us to the heat map, which is currently showing us the 106 to 108 range, which we already had on the cards yesterday, but I didn't expect it at all, because I thought it would settle for now and we'd definitely see the 90,000 US dollars first. Yeah, fat chance. In my opinion, the next target upwards would now be 109,000 US dollars. For all I care, go ahead and head for the autumn high. That's still possible too. I already said that yesterday. As long as the daily range holds here, basically anything is still possible right now, even if it doesn't fit with everything else at all. It doesn't matter how I look at it. I said it yesterday too. There's nothing bullish about this for me. And now to present a war that didn't even exist 2 weeks ago is bullish news, and we're back at the same thing again, supposedly about to catapult ourselves up toward 120k. That just doesn't make any sense at all. Stock markets are being sold off, and Bitcoin is also being partially sold off. It just doesn't make sense to me. Just as a side note. Still, it's possible, as I said, looking at the heat map, once we get above this red box here, it's definitely very, very possible that we'll continue our journey upward and reach the green, or well, the red box up here. 110,000 US dollars. That would again be the upper edge of the range. It could also be that all of this was just an SFP, meaning a swing failure pattern. We drop down here briefly, dip out, grab the liquidity, and then head back up. Because we've already talked over the past few days about the fact that we have exactly two vectors down below. The first vector has now been filled, namely down here, the one in our red box at 98.2. It's not complete, but it doesn't have to be, as I already mentioned yesterday. And the second one is down here. It's quite possible that the liquidity here was enough to push the price up now. If we start to struggle here again, it'll probably be the second one. But at the moment, I'll be totally honest with you. I'm just staying away from all of this, from this whole shit show, and I really don't care. Honestly, I really don't care. But alright, let's move over to the altcoins. What's been happening there? Ethereum was down at 2,104. We talked about that yesterday. We're back above our resistance, above our pivot. Hey, cool, we're exactly where we started a day or two ago. We're back in our range. Nothing has changed there either. Yeah, what can I say? We could go up again now, or we could go down again. That's just how the game goes right now, until the next war breaks out somewhere or whatever. Nah, just kidding. But it's unbelievable. Unbelievable right now. And honestly, I'm a bit pissed off. But anyway, we're still in a downtrend. Everyone should be aware of that. So, as long as we don't break above that. It's basically the same game we're seeing with Bitcoin right now. With this red box I just mentioned, we need to break above it. If we get above it, okay, all good. Then we can talk about moving back up to the upper edge here. That would mean back into the area around $2,700 to potentially reverse the whole thing. Either we break through or we just don't. Still, overall I see what's happening here as bullish. No, not at all. In my opinion, the sideways phase has lasted too long, and there's just not enough positive out there in the end. I just don't see anything right now that could push it higher. We do have some solid vectors. Maybe, just for the sake of completeness, I can quickly show this for Bitcoin as well. We also have significant vectors to the downside here, down to 100,000 US dollars. Same thing with Ethereum. Here, we have vectors down to about 2,200 US dollars. Keep an eye on it and maybe consider it as a long entry. Solana. Yeah, Solana is back at 144 US dollars. Same story here. Strong vectors to the downside as well. Pivot, also broken. So basically, we're exactly where we were 2 days ago. But alright, let's see how things develop. Gold. Yeah, gold has found a bit of support now at 3,338. It pumped again briefly yesterday after the whole Iran situation escalated a bit. Now we're seeing this sell off again. It's sluggish. Should I say it again? It's not just a summer slump. In my opinion, this is more than just a summer slump at the moment. So, sideways phase, long trade runs through, that's it. The euro, on the other hand, has shot straight up for now. Unfortunately, I didn't have any orders or anything here either. I was just a bit too cautious there. But alright, let's see how things develop. The next target for the euro is definitely around 1.17 or even 1.19 now, after the US dollar has been sold off significantly again. You can really see, war benefits the US much more than many others. And another interesting aspect, if we take a quick look at it, where I already started getting a bit skeptical yesterday, and I'll be completely honest with you about how it is. WTI. So, that actually made me extremely skeptical yesterday. Iran attacks Qatar. Hardly had this attack happened, or as soon as the rockets were on their way, oil completely crashed downwards. That's not a normal move. Seriously, it's really not. Normally, when something like this escalates in the Middle East, it should push the price up. I was in for a short while, set a stop-loss entry, and got out. It was better that way, because honestly, it's just insane how much that thing dropped right then. There are just way too many question marks in the back of my mind. I know, I'm probably digging way too deep into this topic now, but honestly, there's just one big question mark in my head. We found support, but I don't trust any of this crap. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm just not a fan of it. But alright, let's see how things go from here. The DAX still has its support. So actually, it doesn't look too bad there either. Support held. Pivot, possibly a double bottom. Let's switch to the 4-hour time frame, or actually, let's go into the 1-hour time frame. The DAX has really held up well. It could now also be the one to drive the recovery. In the end, it's the same game as with the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq has also recovered a bit again. As of now, it's only 1.83% away from the all-time high. There's really not much missing anymore. Option A is still my preference, all-time high and then a crash. I'd still rather have that than if we crashed right now. Dow Jones, or rather the US Tech 100, is also shooting upwards. Dow Jones, same thing, shooting upwards. For me, it's pure manipulation. I don't know what you think about it, but it's complete bullshit. And I'm going to stay completely out of it today. I don't think I'm going to trade anything today. Nothing at all. I'm just going to watch this whole shit show. That's my plan. Other than that, yeah, that's it for today's update video. Sorry if there wasn't really much input, but honestly, it's just a complete shit show at this point. War there, war yes, war no, war yes, war no. Let's bomb here. Cool, it was a peace sign. It was just a few bombs, we intercepted them. Awesome, do we want to make peace now? Oh, what bullshit, Iran still has 600 kilograms of Iranian uranium lying around and now suddenly nobody cares anymore. Give me a break, give me a break. But alright, better peace than war. I think that's a good place to wrap it up for today. Later there will be a, stock market video. We'll take a look at that too. Otherwise, I'd say that's it from my side. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, join the Telegram group, and we'll catch up again, later. Until then. And as always, stay crypto.